Om Namo Narayana and welcome back. Today we are reading chapters 65 and 66. Chapter 65 is called Viswamithra's Recognition as a Brahmarishi. O Rama, then abandoning the northern place on the Himalaya mountains, sage Viswamithra reached the eastern portion and commenced doing great penance. He then observed silence for 1,000 years and practiced unprecedented difficult penance. At the end of the 1,000 years, that great sage was like a piece of wood. In spite of various difficulties he had faced, anger did not enter his mind any more. He practiced great penances with great determination. That great penance got completed after 1,000 years. At that time, when he started eating cooked rice, Indra came in the guise of a Brahmin and begged for that rice. That godlike sage, Viswamithra, now known as Maharishi, blessed with great penance, who was firmly observing the penance of silence, gave away all the rice that he was about to consume to that Brahmin, who consumed everything without leaving anything behind. The great sage, without uttering anything, continued his penance, suspending his breath. When he was observing the penance, without breathing, a smoke came out of his head, by which all the world was agitated, thinking that it was a fire. Then Devas, along with the Gandhavaras, Panagas, the serpents, and Rakshasas, greatly scared by the shining energy of his penance, became dimmed in luster, and had minds full of worry. And they addressed the grandfather in this way. O Great One, we have tried to lure Viswamithra by various methods, and those only increase his anger. He is doing still harsher penance. In spite of minute examination, no sin is seen in him. If he is not given what he desires by his mind, he would destroy all the 3 worlds by his penance. There are fearful thoughts everywhere, and it is dark everywhere. Also seas, mountains, and rivers are agitated. O Lord Brahma, the great earth is trembling, the wind is blowing fiercely, the people are becoming atheists, and we are not clear on what is to be done. All the 3 worlds are with agitated minds, and they appear to be faded by the luster of the great sage. Even the sun appears to be a little less bright. O God, before that mighty sage, full of great luster and resembling a fire, makes up his mind to destroy all the 3 worlds, that great sage should be appeased. The 3 worlds are on deadly fire like the deluge, and before he burns down the land of Devas, his desires, even if it is to rule the land of the Devas, must be satisfied. Then all the Devas, led by the Lord, went and spoke these sweet words to the sage Viswamithra. Welcome, O Brahmarishi! We are greatly pleased by your penance. O son of Kushika, by your severe penance you have attained Brahmanhood. I, along with the Maruths, am granting you long life. Be safe and be healthy. May you be prosperous also. Gentle one, you may now go with happiness. That great sage Viswamithra, hearing the words of the Lord and the other Devas, was much pleased, and spoke the following after bowing to them. If I have acquired Brahmanhood and long life, the sounds of Om and Vashat, as well as the Vedas, would accept me, and I will be entitled to perform a Vedic yagna. O Devas, let Vashista, the eminent son of Brahman, knowledgeable in Vedas, archery, and a worthy Brahma, address me as Brahmarishi. If this great desire of mine is granted, O Devas, you may go. After that, requested by the Devas, sage Vashista, who was a great chanter of the Vedas, made friendship with him by calling him Brahmarishi. There is no doubt whatever that you are a great Brahmarishi, as you have achieved perfection in penance, he said, and after that all the Devas went back to their places. That soul of Dharma, Viswamithra, having got the great position of a Brahmin, worshipped Vashista, who was great in chanting Vedas. He had finally achieved his aim, having wandered all over the world fixing his attention on penance. O great Rama, this is how the Great One attained Brahmanhood. The great sage is the personification of penance. He is interested in practicing Dharma daily and aims at valorous penance. After speaking thusly, the great Brahmin Sathananda became silent. Janaka, with folded hands in the presence of Rama and Lakshmana, spoke the following words to Viswamithra. O great sage, O great follower of Dharma, I consider myself blessed as you have come to grace my yagna along with these sons. O great sage, I consider myself purified by your presence, and I am sure that I will get many benefits by your visit. Your fame as Brahmin and the great penances you have done have been heard now in detail by me and the great Rama. Your unmatched penances have been heard by the members of this assembly who have gathered here to perform the sacrifice. Your power is not measurable, and so you are your great qualities. Hearing about your wondrous deeds never make us fully content. Great sage, the sun is about to set, and it is time for evening oblations. I feel I can consider myself blessed if I can welcome you again tomorrow at dawn after the oblations. Kindly give me permission to leave. After being spoken thus, the great sage became greatly pleased, having been praised by the best among men. Janaka left immediately. That Videha, who was the king of Mithila, having thus spoken to the sage, went round him along with his priests and relatives and honored him. Viswamithra, the soul of Dharma, accompanied by Rama and Lakshmana, after being honored by other great sages, left for his quarters. Chapter 66 is called Sita's Story and Shiva's Bow. The next day, after performing his morning oblations at dawn, that king invited the great sage as well as the sons of the Raghu clan. After worshipping according to the scriptures, Viswamithra, that follower of Dharma, as well as the sons, were addressed by the Great One as follows. O king-like sage, I offer you a great welcome. O faultless one, what can I do to please you? Please command me. I am the king, but I am now your servant. After Janaka, the great follower of Dharma, spoke like this, the expert in speech and words, sage Viswamithra addressed the valorous one. The world-famous Rama and Lakshmana of the royal lineage are eager to see that great bow in your possession. Please show that great bow to these princes as their wish. They will return after seeing it. That great king, having been told like this by the sage, said, Please hear as to how this great bow came to be deposited here. There was a king called Devaratha, the sixth in succession to the great Nimi. He was a famous king, and this great bow was given to him by Lord Shiva himself. Formerly, before the destruction of the sacrifice of Daksha, Rudra of great valor lifted this bow and playfully spoke these words to the Devas. O Devas, waiting to get their share from the sacrifice, you have failed to provide my share to me, and so I shall cut off your worthy hands and limbs. Those great Devas, with a dejected mind, appropriated the Lord of Devas, and then Rudra was greatly pleased. That greatly pleased Lord gave his bow to the great Devas, and then that gem of a weapon was deposited by the Devas with my ancestor. Afterwards, when I was ploughing the sacrificial land, and was trying to purify it once, the plough lifted the well-known Sita from that sacrificial ground. She, who was not born from a womb, but had risen from the earth, grew as my daughter. I decided that this maiden would be offered only to the one who gives valor as a fee to me. That one who rose from the earth is growing up as my daughter. Many kings have arrived and sought her marriage. That maiden is being sought by all the kings in this world, and I have told them that I will not give her except for a fee of great valor. O great sage, after that all those kings have come to Mithila with a wish to test their prowess. That bow has been brought and placed before them who were interested in testing their prowess, but none of them have been able to even lift it. Great sage, after recognizing the valor of all those kings who have come to test their prowess, and finding it negligible, I rejected all of them. Great sage, after recognizing that the valor of all those kings who had come here to test their prowess as being negligible, I rejected them all. All those great kings whose prowess was doubted by me flew into a great rage and surrounded my town. Those great kings, thinking that I had insulted them, became enraged and were tormenting my town of Mithila. After the passage of a year, availability of everything got diminished, and I became extremely worried about my situation and the situation of my citizens. Then, pleased by my penance, Davis gave me an army with 4 divisions. And then those powerless wicked kings, who were doubtful of their own prowess themselves at this point, were quickly defeated and fled in all directions with their ministers. Great sage, I shall show Rama and Lakshmana that glorious, lustrous bow. And if Rama lifts that great bow, I will give my daughter, who was born from the earth, to that son of Dasartha. And thus ends chapter 66. Are you thinking Camelot? Are you thinking the sword of, oh, I can't think of it now, but you know what I mean. The sword in the stone, Lady in the Lake? Same sort of story. And those who are into the history of literature probably can show other stories from other cultures and religions. There is something that spreads through all these cultures. But does that mean that this story or any other story is fake or real, or one is? I don't know. And then you get into the realm of, well, is this history? Is it just borrowed from other cultures? Is it an inspired religious text? What is it? I don't know. And then you can talk about that and maybe find an answer, but then there's like, well, interpolations were put into this and it's not the original text and yada yada. It becomes quite something to debate, and I really just don't have the knowledge to debate that. So, of course, we know what's going to happen, though. Rama's going to pull out the bow. I was about to say sword, but he's going to pull the bow out and probably be able to use it, of course. And I still say, where's Lakshmana? He's just standing around, like, twiddling his thumbs and blah, 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 waiting for his brother to be glorious while he's, like, I don't know, doing whatever. I don't know. It's a funny little story. We are, though, 10 chapters to the end of book 1. And I have to say right now, well, there's going to be a lot that happens in the next chapters, because there's a lot that happens in this book very quickly. This is not at all how I thought this was going to open. I am so blown away by what book 1 is telling and the long story we've just concluded on Viswamithra. Kind of shocked by all this. Of course, what's going to happen is we're going to go into the next few books and I'm going to look back and go, oh, okay, I understand now what was going on and where we were going. Kind of like I've done with the Srimad Bhagavatam. I know when I finish the Srimad Bhagavatam, I'll probably have the same response of, oh, now I understand chapter 3 even better. It'll be a while before we finish this book, and we will be getting back to the Srimad Bhagavatam on this channel and finishing that one and going on to other things. I actually just ordered this morning a copy of the complete Rig Veda. We're going to read it. We're also going to read that in a Mahabharata. And yeah, as we roll along, always, I thank you for your support. And yeah, so until next time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.